Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a market update for the 31st of March of 2018. We're going to be doing some technical analysis on the Bitcoin chart, because if you've noticed in the last couple of days, Bitcoin has started to retrace a little bit, and it's actually retraced all the way through a very important uptrend that we have built, maintained, and held over the last 8 months on the Bitcoin chart. So you're going to want to watch this video all the way through, at least the technical analysis portion, if not the rest of the video. You're definitely going to want to watch this, because the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks are going to be very, very important for the next couple of years in Bitcoin. I'm not exaggerating by that. You'll see what I mean in just a second. The next couple of days and weeks in Bitcoin are really going to be a very important deciding time in the next couple of years for Bitcoin. And then after I get done with the technical analysis, I'm going to bring you some news about Binance, because it looks like Binance is actually going to be going into direct competition with Coinbase by opening a fiat to crypto exchange in the island of Malta. But we'll be getting onto that later on in the video. But if you enjoy this video, you should definitely think about leaving a like and subscribing, because I make 5 cryptocurrency videos a week. So let's get right into it. Bitcoin is currently trading hands just over $7,000 per coin. We like to keep that in context here, guys. Just 2 years ago, Bitcoin trading at $700 was something that people looked forward to. Keep that in mind. Just a little while ago, $20,000 wasn't the all-time high. $20,000 was ridiculous speculation that would have made you a laughingstock. Keep that in mind, guys. Bitcoin moves faster than we think it does. It's a human bias, but that's psychology. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, Bitcoin's market capitalization is just under $120 billion. We still want to keep that in perspective also. That's still a pretty big market capitalization compared to where it was just a few years ago. As we can see, most of the market is green right now. Tron is pretty much the odd one out here, being red. Not a whole lot of stuff is red today because we're having a little bit of a bounce. I'll be talking about that in just a second. As you can see, most of the coins are doing pretty well. Let's scroll back up here to the top. Bitcoin, the volume today is a little bit lower than it has been in the last couple of months. Or the last couple of weeks, actually. It's a little over 5 billion. It's been around 6 billion for a long time, but it's a little bit lower. The volume isn't very high right now, which is kind of concerning. We'll be getting to that in a little bit. I remember when Bitcoin's daily volume was higher than all of crypto's daily volume here. Anyway, the Bitcoin dominance is right around 45%. It's been maintaining this for a long time, as we've been kind of deciding where the market's going to go in the last couple of weeks. As Bitcoin continues to fall, a lot of the value in the altcoins is starting to move back into Bitcoin. I talk about this a lot, because as the value of the altcoins moves back into Bitcoin, or rather Bitcoin maintains its position and people keep selling altcoins, you can look at that at 2 different ways. As that continues to happen, that's going to help Bitcoin start a bull run that I think might be coming pretty soon. We'll talk about that in a second. The market capitalization is under $280 billion. We did double bottom at $280 billion, and unfortunately, we broke below that a couple days ago. Let's see if we can come in here to the month chart, and I'll show you the first one. We had a bottom right here around $277 billion. It's going to be harder to see this other one, but it's right over here. As you can see, we had a double bottom right here at 280 and then 280, and now we're below that. That's unfortunate. It's not a big deal, but it is something to keep in mind. So let's go onto the Bitcoin chart and look at this. Now, I'm on the 5-minute chart. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to come back to this in a second, but I want to show you what's actually happened. Give you a bit of context, because I haven't brought a technical analysis video in a couple of days. So let's get some perspective on what happened. So Bitcoin was in a downward trading channel here for quite a long time. It was a bearish consolidation pattern, and normally you break bullish out of those, and that's exactly what we did. We broke bullish out of those, and then out of that, and then we got above this long-term downtrend, which is very important. I've talked about this a lot on the channel. This is an important long-term downtrend. I'll show you what it is in just a second if you haven't seen it before. This is a very important long-term downtrend, and we were trading sideways, and then we broke down, and now we're down here. And as you can see, there's a lot of trading around this trend line right here, this one right here that my cursor is on. This is a very important trend line. And if we come out here to the day chart, I've shown this a lot. I have a lot of levels there. Let's get rid of some of those. Goodness gracious. That is a very important uptrend, and I've talked about this a lot on the channel. I mentioned it a second ago. Let's clean this chart up a little bit. I'm sorry. That is this uptrend right here. And the reason that this is so important, and the reason I said that we've maintained it for about 8 months, is because we have. The first touch on this uptrend that kind of set the pivot point for it, if you will, was back here at $1,800, back here in late July. Then we had a touch here at 3,000, which kind of established the uptrend. And then back here on February the 6th, we had a pullback to $6,000, and we touched it again, and we got very strong support on it. And right now we're trading on it. This is a very important uptrend. We need to keep this uptrend in mind. I think a lot of people are underestimating this. I'm not sure about that, but I think they are. This is a very important uptrend. We want to stay above this if we at all can. This uptrend is a very strong level of support already, and if we can get a 4th bounce on it, that would be phenomenal for bringing us back to an all-time high and back into a bull market for the rest of the year. So as you can see, we're trading around it. We did fall below it. We've never fallen below this trend line. This is basically a perfect trend line. We have never really fallen below this. We've maintained this trend line for over 8 months, like I said at the beginning of the video, and now we've kind of fallen below it. Right now we're above it. It's very possible we could fall back below it. We want to stay above this. If we're going to become bullish in the rest of the year, we want to stay above this, and we also want to stay above this downtrend right here. This is the long-term downtrend I've talked about so much on the channel as well. Come out here to 4 hours so I can show you which I'm talking about. I'm talking about this downtrend right here, which we have a touch here at 20,000, we have a touch here at 17,000, we have a touch here at 11.6, and then we have a bunch more touches down here as it kind of runs through the market. But both of these trend lines, which are, I would argue, the two most important trend lines on the linear scale, on the Bitcoin scale. I'm not including the trend line on the log scale, that some of you might know what I'm talking about. I would argue that these are the two most important trend lines and the two most important levels of support and resistance in Bitcoin, and both of them are crossing tomorrow. And today is the day before tomorrow, as you may know if you speak English. And since that is happening, we need to make sure that we can stay above both of those. We want to get above both of these trend lines, and we want to get support on both of those. We don't want to get resistance here at this downtrend, because if we get resistance down here at this downtrend, we're probably going to get resistance here at this uptrend. We need to stay above both of these, and we want to get a lot of support on both of these. This is why I talked about in the title and the thumbnail that we need to hold. We have to hold. If you're looking to buy a position and you're interested in helping the market rather than making money, now is probably a good time to buy. If you want to help the market and also establish a long-term position, now might be a good time to buy. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't trade off of what I'm telling you. I'm just giving you my opinion. But in my opinion, if you want to help the market, throw a little bit of buy-side action in there to try and push us back up. We want to stay above this trend line, because if we don't stay above both of these trend lines, the next level of support we have is 6,000. Below that is 5,000, with the all-time high back here before 20,000 was 5,000. The only real levels of support we have below us are 6,000 to create a double bottom, which would be a break of this uptrend, which we want to keep. 5,000, which is a very, very bad break, because we're getting a lower low on this long-term bear market. We don't want to go below 6,000. If we go below 7,000, which is the support we're trying to get right now, we definitely don't want to go below 6,000. That would be really bad. But then that's why I'm saying that the next couple of days are going to be very important for Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin goes in the next couple of days is going to decide the next year for Bitcoin. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding when I say that at all. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not clickbaiting you. I'm dead serious. The next couple of days in Bitcoin are going to be very, very important. If we come back here to the initial run up here, you could say that about a couple of days in here, but a lot of this back here, a couple of days back here, you could argue kind of set the tone for what Bitcoin was going to do in this bear market that followed this this parabolic run in Bitcoin back here at late 2013 and 2014. There was a very long bear market. We don't want that to happen again. We want to get this over with, I think. Anyway, I think that. I think we want to buy in Bitcoin right now, and we want to sell a lot higher. I think we're probably very close to the bottom of Bitcoin if it's going to come in the next 6 months. I think it's going to come in the next 5 days, to be totally honest. Anyway, let's get into the news that I was talking about. So this is an article that someone in the Discord actually linked to me right before I was going to record this video. So shout out to, who is that? Let's get the shout out. OM3N. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but welcome. Welcome to the channel. You're already in the channel. Thank you for posting this in the Discord. You guys should join the Discord, by the way. Anyway, Binance preparing to capture Coinbase market share. Coinbase is ready for battle. Now, I'm going to skip down here a little bit. Binance is looking to take market share from Coinbase, but not without a fight. Binance has well over 10 million active users and a daily trading volume north of 1.7 billion US dollars, putting it in elite status as one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. While Binance is currently a crypto-to-crypto exchange only, the European island of Malta provides a liberal regulatory policy that has Binance looking to launch a fiat-to-crypto exchange with support from local banks. This will definitely lead to an influx of new users, and if the service is competitive enough, Coinbase users may start jumping ship and moving over to Binance for their trading needs. Now, to be totally honest, I think if that's going to happen, it's going to come down to three things. It's going to come down to fees, it's going to come down to user experience, and it's going to come down to regulation. Because those are some of the big problems that people have with Coinbase are the fees, because the fees are actually kind of crazy on Coinbase, unless you use GDX and then they disappear, but then you have to put your social security number and everything in. And I know a lot of people in crypto are not a big fan of doing stuff like that. People are not a fan of the fees on Coinbase. People are not a fan of the regulation that you have to go through with the KYC. You'd have to look into if that would still apply here. I'm not a legal expert. And I forgot what the other thing I was going to say, but that's okay. Anyway, we want to see this happen. We want to see Binance get a fiat to crypto exchange, because Binance is going to be a decentralized exchange. It's going to be it's actually one of the biggest decentralized exchanges, or one of the biggest projects that's moving in that direction anyway, that I know of anyway. If I'm missing any, tell me in the comments down below. I'm probably forgetting one. Anyway, Binance is looking to be the leader in all aspects of the digital age. With one of the largest crypto-only exchanges, the future roadmap contains some ambitious initiatives. Jebb has mentioned his intentions to create a separate Binance blockchain and launch a decentralized exchange, so the future definitely looks bright for Binance. I completely agree, which is why I use Binance. If you want to sign up for Binance, there's a link to do that in the description down below. That is an affiliate link, full disclosure, but if you sign up under that link, that definitely helps out the channel, because some of the fees you pay to Binance, instead of going to Binance, they go to me. So it helps turn this channel from a hobby into a job, let's put it that way. And I think we could all agree that that would be pretty fun. If not, you can leave a dislike. Feel free to do that. That's why that button's there. Anyway, guys, I've rambled on long enough. I think I have gotten I think I've made my point with Bitcoin. I think I've made my point that we're in a very important moment in the history of the market. People are going to look back and realize that February 6th and right now are two very important times in the history of Bitcoin. We're going to see what happens, guys. I'm not totally bullish. I'm not totally bearish. I'm just a hodler. I'm just a hodler. I just keep buying Bitcoin. I keep buying Bitcoin and forget about it, and then I'm going to come back in 10 years and be very happy with myself. Hopefully you guys will follow me along that journey. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, you should definitely think about leaving a like and subscribing, because like I said, I make 5 cryptocurrency videos a week. And also, like I said, if you want to sign up for Binance, that link is in the description down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.